What is up, guys? I'm coming from a different location, obviously. I'm doing something a little bit different this time. I'm going to kind of film on the road just to make it a little easier for me and get the video out quicker to you guys. It is Friday, I think October 18th at 6 in the morning. I want to get an early start. I have a weekend pass. I'm going today, Friday, tomorrow, and the day after. At New York Comic Con, you kind of have to do that to get the most out of your day. Today, I'm hoping to get Josh Brolin. I already bought his autograph, and I think it's sold out, so at least I'm guaranteed to get it. I'm going to get Walton, Goggins, and I'm going to try and get Alex Hirsch. He's doing this book signing, promoting his new book. He's a little weird. He's not officially a guest there, but you have to. It's a first come, first serve thing. I'm going to get there early. He's going to be the first one I go to because I would like to get him. But that's enough of the introduction. Why don't we get to the con itself? On our way to meet Walton Goggins. All right, we're back in the... Oh, shit. We're back in the hotel. It's been a long day, a lot of waiting in lines. Unfortunately, the day started off pretty bad. The Alex Hirsch thing, I don't know what went on. I was maybe 30th or 40th in line. I didn't count exactly. I was kind of far back, but not that far back. Definitely towards the front half of the line. And it got cut off almost immediately. I think it seemed like only 20 people or so got the thing. I kind of wish I knew that before I bought the book, but I can probably just return it afterwards. But very, very disappointing with that. So after that disappointment, I got into Walton Goggins' line. He was, on the website, it said he was $130. But actually, let me get the poster ready. It said he was $130 for an autograph. When I got there, it was one of those premium item things. Being that I have a bigger item, it was $150. I'm sure it's probably not him, but I just hate when they do that. Like, what's the big? It just charge a flat fee for everything. Is it that much harder to sign an 8x10 versus an 11x17 poster? I don't know if it's worth the extra $20 for him, but I paid it anyways. And I waited a long time in line, so I wasn't going to chicken out at the last second. I waited about 4 or 5 hours. I had him sign my House of a Thousand Corpses poster. I just started this. I'm hoping to add, Bill Moseley. I don't think Sherry Moon Zombie does conventions, but a good amount of them do. It's unfortunate that I missed Sid Haig. I liked this movie a lot. This most recent time I saw it, but the first time I saw it, I absolutely hated it. But he personalized and then signed. Usually what I like to do is personalization, a signature, and then the character name. But it was an extra, I think, $20 for character names, and then an extra 30 or 40 for a quote. I get charging extra for a quote because some people can get a little carried away, but charging for a character name an extra $20, I don't know, that's kind of a little extreme. But that being said, he was a really cool guy. He took his time with everybody. And I got a video of me meeting him that I'll put right here. Just as a little disclaimer, towards the end of the video, I kind of cut him off, but that's because one of the handlers was kind of trying to get the flow moving and kind of started shooing me away. But Walton seemed like he would have talked with me all day. Very cool guy, as you can see by this video.
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Howdy.
How are you?
I'm all good. How about you? There's no movie quite like that one.
You know what?
I saw it when I was way too young, but I've grown to appreciate it since. So
It is wild.
it is. Oh yeah. It's like a music video in a way.
It is.
That's a classic right there.
I'm gonna go right in here.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. And you get to get killed by Bill Moseley. There's no better way to go out, dude.
I mean,
Thank you so much. Have a great day, man. It was nice meeting you.
The next person that I met was easily the biggest reason that I wanted to go to this convention, because I think I saw somewhere online that this was only his second con ever, and that is Josh Brolin from the movie Planet Terror. He wrote 2 Camerons, signed a really big signature, and then wrote a character named Dr. Block. Something that I think is really cool is that he didn't charge extra for any of that. A lot of the bigger celebrities, like I just said with Walton Goggins, and he's not the only one. A lot of the bigger celebrities do it. They charge for character names, and sometimes once in a while they'll charge for personalization, but he was really cool with it. He wouldn't always, I heard that, he wouldn't usually do quotes, but personalization and character names he had no problem doing. So it was really cool to add this because I had a feeling he wouldn't, and I was kind of bummed that, Rosario Dawson, who I already had on here, personalized and also wrote a character name. So I was like, all right, it's kind of going to go against the flow, but thankfully he did. He was $200 an autograph, which I think is pretty fair, especially for someone as big as he is, and also doing all the stuff he did, like the character name, personalization, and what have you. When I met him, he was cool, just seemed a little tired. But to be fair, I met him on Friday. He was there Thursday and Friday, doing photo ops and panels and autographs for a whole bunch of people, probably thousands of people. So, I don't blame him. And he was cool to me nonetheless. And I got a video of me meeting him as well.
Howdy. That's a gem, dude. That's an underrated classic right there.
Oh, thank you for saying that. That's cool. What do you want me to sign?
I know it's a busy poster, but wherever you can find the room, I'm not picky whatsoever. There we go. Thank you.
Alright, and
Black on this?
whenever you're taking it ready. And
I like to think if it was a real zombie apocalypse, he would survive longer. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
With everyone that got an autograph, they were also handing out these cards promoting his memoir. If you want to check that out, there's that. And then the back is a cool picture of him. I actually might buy it. I'm someone that feels accomplished whenever I read a text message, let alone a whole book. But he seems like a really interesting guy. And like with the career he's had, I bet that there's some interesting stories in there. So I actually might check this out. That's all the stuff that I did today, though. Disappointed with the Alex Hirsch thing, but everything else that I did was cool. Josh Brolin especially, I'm really happy that I got to meet one of the Hollywood legends. I didn't get to check out the vendors that much, unfortunately, which sucks because the vendors are always fucking awesome every single year. I always end up spending way more than I want to, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's Comic-Con. Give me a break. Tomorrow, I plan on meeting Ty West, Andy Serkis, Carla Gugino, and also John Boyega. I don't really see John Boyega do that much stuff. I'm excited to meet him. Andy Serkis, I might save till Sunday. We'll see, and I might not meet him at all. He's $100. But, it's on the fence. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Before you say anything, yes, this is the same sweatshirt as yesterday, and yes, it'll probably be the same sweatshirt as tomorrow. Come on, dude, it's Darkman. It's awesome, all right? It doesn't get better than Darkman. I had a great time, day 2 at Comic-Con Saturday. Once again, I'm a little tired, so give me a break. I met 3 people today. I decided if I do meet Andy Serkis, I'll wait till tomorrow. But Carla Gugino, Ty West, and John Boyega, met them all today. The lines were a lot better today. I don't know what it is. Usually Saturday's the crazy day, but today was actually pretty good. The first of the 3 that I met was Ty West. X and Maxine are 2 of my favorite movies of all time. X was my favorite movie of 2022, I believe it came out, and it's 2024, and Maxine is still in the lead, and I really don't see anything beating it. I thought it was phenomenal, the best of the trilogy easily. A lot of people think it's Pearl. Pearl was okay. I liked Pearl, but it didn't feel like a horror movie to me. I don't know. So it wasn't really my cup of tea as much, but I still liked it. So I got to talk to him. He was really cool. Took his time with everybody. He was, I think it was, $60 an autograph. But he was one of those people where I know it's the company that does it, I'm pretty sure, where you have to pay for 8x10s. It was $10 extra if you got an 8x10 at the table. I don't see that as often as you would think, but because most of the time it's included, but that's just notable. So if you go to a convention and plan on meeting him, you'll probably have to pay for an 8x10, so it's probably better to bring your own item anyways, because this poster I got for like $8 and it's bigger. He signed right here in silver. He wrote "To Cameron" and then signed his signature. Like I said, he was really cool, as you can see by this video.
Howdy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all good. I love this movie when it came out. It's usually my favorite movie of the year, but dude, Maxine's just, I think that's the best of the trilogy.
Okay.
And, that just blew me away.
I appreciate that. Okay, To Cameron.
Yeah.
Is that an A?
Cameron.
Okay, see, this is my one worry of the day.
No, I don't judge. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm usually doing those murder mysteries, figuring out who it was, but then all of a sudden the killer reveal comes. Was that planned from the beginning, or was that?
Yeah. Well, because I didn't know we were going to make a third movie, and when we had done the first movie, because it ends with the dad,
right?
And even some people know it's coming. And I was like, even if you know, it's kind of part of the lore of the character. So whatever. If it ends up being just great, if it ends up being something you know is coming, either way, it matters to who she is.
Right.
So, but the thing is, he's a New Zealand actor, and we cast this tiny part in X, not knowing we were going to make the movie. So when I wrote the Maxine script, I was like, well, we got to call that guy.
Yeah.
What if he's dead? Or what if
Right, you don't
do
know,
it?
yeah.
I have no backup plan, and he was so stoked, so he got to come to the States.
Yeah, that was it's not in the foreground, you know what I mean? It's not in your face. That's the thing I kind of think about. With Scream Art, I love that, but it's always in your face. That was, it was good.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Thanks for coming.
He had a bigger line than Eli Roth, which I was surprised about. And something that I also have to mention is I've seen Eli Roth do horror cons, and he has a bare minimum 3-hour wait. But at this one, there was maybe 4 or 5 people in his line, and it never really exceeded that, which is just kind of crazy. And, you know, it goes to show you got to meet the horror guests at the Comic Cons and the comic people at the horror cons. You know, that's how I guess there's some strategy when it comes to meeting people. The second person that I met was easily the person that I wanted to meet the most today. Like I said, I don't really see him do conventions that often, and he was also surprisingly cheap, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That is John Boyega from the movie Attack the Block. I saw this movie for the first time probably like a month ago or so, shortly after he got announced in preparation for the convention. Jodie Whittaker, who's also in the movie, was at the convention as well, but she was $110 in autograph, and that was a little steep for me because I only know her from this. John Boyega I also liked in Star Wars. He was one of my favorite parts of the sequels, and I actually really liked The Last Jedi. I know people are probably gonna find where I live and shoot me for saying that. But I thought it was the best of the sequels, not the best Star Wars movie by far, but, you know, of the sequels, I actually really liked it. He signed and then wrote his character name. He said that's how they write it on the block, because his character's name is Moses, so he wrote M-O. He was an awesome guy, and he just really seemed like he was there for the fans, not, you know, to make money or anything, because he was only charging $80 in autograph, and I think $120 for premium, like the 3D items. That's what it's not premium item, because this is considered a premium item to some. I think that's really fair. You know, the Star Wars franchise is probably the biggest franchise of all time, and he was a really big part in the latest 3 movies. He was a really cool guy, as you can see by this video.
Howdy, how are you?
What's up, dude?
I saw it for the first time the other day.
You saw it for the first time the other day?
First time, yeah.
What did you think of it?
I loved it. I really liked
cool,
it.
man.
Yeah. If one of these happened in real life, you think you'd be able to survive?
To JoJo.
Yeah, I'll put in work if I'm in the same spot, because that's where I grew up.
There
So
we
if
go.
I'm in the same spot, yeah, we cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it
Advantage.
done the same way.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. M-O, that's what we used to do on the freaking.
Oh, there we go. That's amazing. Thank you so much. We're on speed to the sequel if there is.
Yeah,
I'll be
next
ready.
year's the sequel.
I'm waiting for it. Thank you, man.
Something that I also want to note is that the volunteers at this show, and I think they're volunteers, you know, like the people, the handlers for the celebrities and the people that do line control, every single one was so nice and really just seemed really happy to be there. I wish I got their names because I've seen a few of them at a few shows. One of the people that was the handler at John Boyega's line was also a handler when I met Christine Taylor, and she was really cool. It helped you pick out the Sharpie color. I was thinking to go with gold, but she disagreed with me, respectfully, of course, and thank God that she did, because actually she was the one that suggested red, and I think gold would have looked pretty crappy on this. I panicked. I just said a color. So thank God for her. She was awesome. Last but absolutely not least is Carla Gugino from one of my all-time favorite movies, easily a top 10, and that is the movie Gerald's Game. For people that have been with the channel for a while, they know that I'm a really big Mike Flanagan fan and an even bigger Stephen King movie fan. And this and Misery are my 2 favorite. Probably Misery just beats it by just a little bit, but this one I remember watching it and being absolutely mortified by it. And I got to tell her that, as you can see by this video.
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. I've been a Stephen King fan since I was a kid. I think this and Misery are the 2 best. Absolutely, without a doubt.
So cool to hear.
Absolutely.
You know, the thing that made it so amazing, I love making this movie so much, is, as you know, they really considered it unfilmable. And that was like said for so many years that I'm so glad that we did it, and that people who actually were genuine fans really resonated with it.
It's so simple, but it's
Yeah,
so,
I know.
like the Moonlight Man. Like I just remember watching it in the pitch black living room, and I'm like, this is
I know, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great
I
day.
really appreciate it.
She was $60 in autograph, which I think is really fair. I would say 90% of the people meeting her were meeting her for Watchmen, and then the occasional person meeting her for, she was in The Fall of the House of Usher, I think. I haven't seen any of the Mike Flanagan shows. I know I'm a fake fan, but I love his movies so much. I've seen every single one, and the dude has not made a bad movie to date. The Life of Chuck is coming out, and I expect that to be a masterpiece just like everything else. For every other guest, I brought my own item to get signed, and I meant to do one for her. I meant to get an 8x10 from Gerald's Game printed out, the one of her, just her handcuffed to the bed. But of course, me being an idiot, I forgot to print one out. But thankfully, she only had one at the table. I actually have a picture of everything at her table. You know, I'll put that here just as a bonus. While this photo wouldn't be the one that I would print out, the quality is a lot better than something you would get at CVS, so I can't complain whatsoever. She was really nice. She took her time with people, and her line was pretty long. You know, whenever I go to Comic-Cons, I can never anticipate how long someone's line is going to be. This one was appropriate because, like I said, she's done so much. Spy Kids as well. That's a childhood movie of mine, and it was really an honor to meet her. That's all the celebrities that I met today. I got to check out the convention floor a little bit more, and like I said, a lot of stuff there, but I didn't want to. Tomorrow's going to be my money spending day when it comes to the vendors. I don't know if I'm going to meet Andy Serkis, though, but I guess there's only one way to find out.
This is one of the most fun movies of all time. It's equally scary, it's equally fun, it's a gem.
Oh, wow. Do you know what? I don't know where you get hold of this, because I haven't actually been able to get hold of it.
I had to scour eBay, but it was worth it. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
It was on like the Sci-Fi Channel or something when I was a kid, and I was mortified then, but then I rewatched it. It's such a blast.
Oh, that's cool. There you go, bro.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
As you can see by the video I folded, I did end up meeting him. The only reason that I did, he was $100 an autograph, and while I did already spend a good amount of money at this con, usually I spend a lot of money at Rhode Island Comic Con too, but the guest list is pretty terrible this year. So I'm going down, and I think I'm only meeting Michael J. Fox. That, like, you know, I don't know what it was, but Rhode Island really, for me at least, dropped the ball this year. He signed my DVD cover of The Cottage. He wrote to Cameron and signed. Really cool guy. It was the last day of the con, so if the line was really long, but I got in line pretty early. I would say that there was maybe 75 to 150 people behind me. Overall, though, I had a really great time at New York Comic Con this year. This was my 6th or 7th time going, but this was by far the most fun that I had. I spent a lot of money, maybe a lot more than I should have, but you know, you can't take it with you. And the guests, like I said, were insane. John Boyega, I've never seen him do a convention before. I think maybe once he did the Star Wars celebration, but even that I'm not 100% on. And Josh Brolin, this was his second con ever, so I'm happy I got to meet him. But besides that, that wraps up everything that I got from New York Comic Con this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.